Absolutely, man. So in this series, like we've talked about all the creatures, but one of the things that I noticed is we saw some like government corruption,
Mm-hmm.
police brutality,
Mm-hmm.
exploitation of the poor. So it infused a lot of political elements.
Yeah.
How do we, Centel, how do you think that impacted the story?
Yo, the police brutality was one of the, I mean, for obvious reasons. The
Right.
police brutality was one of the first things I like really picked up. I'm like, yo, y'all really about to go there. And that whole moment of what's my name, you know, I felt that, you know, tell me their names. And then there was, of course, there's the reveal when, you know, he's like, you know, I'm haunted by these names. Tell me yours so that I can, you know, have reverence with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it lets you know that some of the connecting issues that we have can be global issues. You know, there's political corruption. That's the thing that we see here on the state level and the national level. You see it on national levels in other countries as well. Abuse of power. That's just, it's to incorporate that, because a lot of these monsters are kind of like gangs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there is kind of like gang warfare within the city and the manipulation of power structures in order to enforce their will, and the people that suffer from it, the small people through police brutality, corruption through elected officials. So it was just cool that they put these mythical creatures in real world situations and connected the dots and made it be like, okay, I can kind of see that happening.
You know what shocked me when I saw this? Humans are still the real monsters.
Yeah, because the mayor was horrible. Like he was just
humans
horrible.
Are still the real monsters.
Yeah. And those cops were out there. I was like, they're pissing me off already.
And the Philippines is going through that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Their president is on some real Donald Trump like shit, like real bad.
Like kill everybody that's assumed to be drug dealer.
Yeah.
Like we don't question them. We just execute them.
Well, that definitely speaks, you know, a lot of truth to the art. You know, your art is what is based a lot of times on your environment. So that speaks that truth. Good for them. Good for the writers to be bold in the art.
One thing I liked about this, the comic book is in black and white.
Is it always, because it started that way?
It's always in black and white. It's in black and white. And there was talks at Netflix about making this black and white, and they push it into color. And I'm glad
they did color though. That would have been interesting.
Because as bloody as it is, I think you need to see the red.
I mean, imagine if they made it all black and white and the blood is red, like kind of like Sin
that
City.
Would be kind of cool, like a Sin City kind of thing.
That's what I was thinking, Sin City. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do like the fact they use color. I do it because they use really good muted colors. Like nothing was like really, really bright. It felt, a lot of things felt neutral.
Yeah, I thought this series was brave. In a lot of things it did, and I'm gonna skip ahead just a little bit. Episode, I think it's 3, where we have about the actress and she has a baby and souls with babies. I was like, oh shit, Netflix really took it there. They show her killing a baby, leaving one in the room, and then the souls of the babies coming back to haunt them. So I thought this series, it did not play it safe at all. Chuck, what are your thoughts?
Man, I thought this series went there. I think they went there a number of ways. The fact they went into Tagalog, I think it's Tagalog. I won't say that's the language they use. On my subtitles it says Filipino. I was like, there's no language called Filipino in the Philippines. They put Filipino, and I'm assuming it's Tagalog. That they actually spoke it and they brought it up, and I thought that was powerful. Because they could have played it completely safe and made it all in English. The fact they used native tongue in certain parts, and that the voice cast in English, I kind of enjoyed, and I thought it was good. I thought the monsters are good. They didn't spend too much time exposition explaining who they were and what they were.
I was happy for that.
They just it was like they dropped you in this world and you just ride with it.
Yeah. Cynthia, how'd you feel about, because a lot of times I think series get bogged down. They try to explain every iota about the creature or or anything, and it can slow the story down. I think we saw that in Yasuke when we were evaluating it. It kind of slowed it down, the constant flashback. So, but this series, as Troy pointed out, just kind of went with it, and we didn't get a bunch of backstory. Do you feel as like that was effective for the story, or would you have wanted to know more?
Well, there were some things I did want to know, but I understood that speed is of the essence. And like, for instance, the methods that were used in The Conjuring, they didn't really go into a lot of detail regarding those methods. You just saw her doing a lot of this stuff, and you just kind of just went with it. And I thought that was pretty cool. Like, for instance, there's the thing with the bottle cap that's on the edge of the string, that was kind of like used as like a seeker per se. Well, you just
got a compass. I thought like a compass.
Right. Well, you just have to use the context of its application to figure out like kind of like what it is. With the eyeball as well, you just kind of see the context, and then you see, oh, it's the last thing the person kind of saw before they passed. Even with the ritual circles and stuff like that, for the sake of speed, and not getting bogged down into the details, because you could have easily had these long expositions like you see in a lot of anime, like films like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z or whatever it is, where they have an entire episode explaining a specific style. You know what I'm saying? Like this series didn't have the time for that, and I appreciate them for speeding up the process when it comes to those specific techniques.